Hi, it's another day in Bordo's kitchen. This I think will be my 41st dish. And it's going to be a vegetarian. Now, I've had a lot of people tell me that Gautam, you don't cook vegetarian food on your channel, which is incorrect. It's factually incorrect because I have got more vegetarian dishes than non-veg on my channel, by the way. Actually, 60-70% are actually vegetarian, right? So this is another one. And there's a lot of twist today that I'm going to do with this dish. What I'm going to make is Gobi Pakora, or cauliflower fritters, as you call it in English. But there are 3 twists to this. The best pakoras I have ever had. I don't eat pakoras now probably for the last 15 years. I have not had partake with the way I used to do it before. But the best pakoras that I've ever had was in a small little dhaba, or as I call highway inn, when you're traveling from Ghaziabad to Modinagar. There's right in the middle of that distance, there's a small rivulet. And next to it, when you're coming from the Ghaziabad side or Delhi side, it's on this side of the river, a wonderful place, dhaba, that is to make just pakoras, right, or fritters. Chili, cauliflower, potato, you name it, they had it. Phenomenal. And that's, I wanted to replicate that kind of cauliflower. So the first twist I want to do is this. Because I don't like pakoras, and pakora or fritter is a snack in India. It's kind of a starter, if you will. I want to make it as part of the main course, right? It'll be a side dish. So that's the first twist. It's not a snack, right? So there'll be one twist. The second one is I don't like deep fry. I never eat deep fry. So I figured out a way to make this into a shallow fry and yet cook well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first steam the cauliflower. Here are the cauliflowers. I'm going to steam them in my steamer for about 5 minutes, right? What that will do, when I steam it, it'll soften it a little bit, so I don't have to do deep fry. Because one of the reasons why people have to do deep fry in the typical Indian dhabas or restaurants is because you have to cook the vegetable, right? So that's a second twist. I'll come back to the third twist, right? So I'll tell you what the third twist is when I make the dish. So this is not a snack or a starter. It's part of the main course, right? It's the side dish for the main entree. So now let me make the batter, right? So I'm going to make the batter, and this is not what I said. As I said, this is not kind of the classic pakora thing. So I've got garlic, shallots, and ginger, right? So these 3, I'm going to basically put them all in. Then I've got 2 red chili, which is just going to just break it up and put it in there. Now, all of this is going to give that, because it's a side dish. It's not a snack, right? And then I'm going to use, and these are all my kind of concoction, if you will. Slice of lemon. What that will do is give the tanginess, and then I'm going to add kind of 30 odd curry leaves. Yeah, that's it. Now I'm going to add a little bit of cumin powder that gives a nice flavor. So half a spoon of cumin powder, and then let me get my my flour. So this is the flour. It's besan. Besan is nothing but gram flour, right? That's classically in Indian batter you use besan. If you don't get besan, you generally should get anywhere and everywhere. But if you don't get it, you can use you get for making tempuras, right? It's the same thing. So I'm going to take 2 cups of this, right? 2 cups of the besan. Put it in there. Now here is the twister. I prefer using my batter, instead of water, I use soda. What that does, it levitates it and makes it light. It's typically not as heavy, right? So I'm going to add soda, and I'm going to make the batter, and then add the next part of the. Hi, my steamer is ready, so I'm going to take the cauliflower and kind of put it for 5 minutes. Right, just steam it for 5 minutes and you're good to go. That's it. And you're going to come back after 5 minutes. I'm going to switch it on to 5 minutes and we are good. So once it steams, we do the last step and the twist, right? My cauliflower is steamed, so I'm going to just take them into kind of a mixing bowl, if you will, and I'll tell you why I'm doing that. So let me come back. So I'm going to put all this cauliflower in there, and then I'm going to tell you the next step of what I'm doing. Cauliflower is done. I put it in my marinating bowl. I'm going to take the batter, and I'm going to just pour it on top of it. I'm going to pour the batter on top of it, right? The reason is I want the batter to marinate because it's now half kind of semi-cooked, right? The cauliflower. So I want it to absorb as much batter as it can. It's not like a pakora that I'm making, right? You dip it and then fry it. So I'm going to marinate this and then shallow fry it later. So I'm going to leave it like this for some time, and we'll come back and do the final cooking. Just add a little bit more of the basin into this leftover because I've drained it, and that will become the batter for the kind of dip, and then put it there. That's it, right? And that's the last step. Alright, so here it is. I didn't want to take for the whole process. So I'm shallow frying this, and as you can see, it's very, very light. I'm not using too much of the batter, and we've got already some pieces cooked. I've got this marinated and put in there. Very light fry on a very light vegetable oil, and that's it. We're going to do this. Going to take some time, come back and show the last. All right, so you know what? I've done the fritters. I put them in the oven at about kind of keep it warm. What it does is it desiccates further the oil, right? So it'll stay there before I make the final step. But now let me show you one thing which I'm going to do. This is something that I have learned when I was in. For those of you from Delhi, if you know, there is a in the inner circle in Connaught Place in Delhi, there is a masjid, and next to the masjid is a guy who serves biryani. And I'm talking, this is the third twist that I'm going to talk about, right? So I was there once, I think it was 2006, 2007, and this, for us to make those straight onion thing, right? It's quite a challenge because ring and then you keep cutting and then stretching. But this guy did it in a very unique way, and that is what I'm going to do today for my cauliflower, right? The Gobi Pakora. So this is what he did. He took, I have a very sharp knife, this is part of my knife collection, and he took this like that, right? He cut it right in the middle, and then you are doing that, which gives this, when you cook it, it becomes like straightened up. You see that? Right? You don't have to do extra trouble. So I'm going to make this. I'm going to chop it and then make this and mix it up with the cauliflower, which will be the last step. So we'll come back on that. Onions done, shredded lengthwise. Do this and put it on the flame. Right? This stage, I'm going to put a little bit, very little, of the mustard seeds, just to crackle it up. Right? Mustard seeds. And let it fry up a little bit. Alright, this is well done. You can see the oil oozing out. At this stage, I'm going to take, and then, which has been heating up, I'm just going to put them all in there. And it's still on high flame, remember that. Right? So it all goes in there. And this is not now any more deep fried. I have to be very careful. I'm not going to use my spatula. I'm going to just use my spatula to do this once, and one more time, and one more time, and give it a toss. Give it a toss. Give it a toss. Right? Put it back there. It's beautiful. Serving tray here. Put it in my serving tray. You can it's perfect. The last step. Take a spoon. This is chaat masala. Take a spoon of chaat masala, 1/4 teaspoon, and just sprinkle it all over. Toss it up a little bit like that. That's the final dressing. So it's all good to go. So that's your kind of Gobi Pakora, if you will call it, but I made it very healthy. We enjoy, have it, and try it at home. Thank you.